Hello and welcome to News at 10 on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor and here are the latest headlines. 3 days after it failed to get the membership of Nuclear Supplies Group, India is all set to join the Missile Technology Control Regime today. India will now be able to buy advanced missile technology. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar and Home Minister Rajnath Singh point fingers at Pakistan, calling the ambush by militants in Pampore an act of frustration. Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti says those who carried out the attack were bringing a bad name to Kashmir and Islam. Prime Minister Modi raises issue of undeclared assets in the 21st edition of his Mann Ki Baat, asks people with undisclosed assets to declare them before 30th of September. And Chile beat Argentina on penalties to win the second Copa America title in as many years. Game ends scoreless after 120 minutes. Lionel Messi misses penalty as Chile wins shootout 4-2. Well, the top story this morning, notwithstanding the failure of its ambitious bid to become a part of the Nuclear Supplies Group or the NSG, India will become a member of the Missile Technology Control Regime today. Admission to the MTCR will open the way for India to purchase high-end missile technology, surveillance drones such as the Predators made by General Atomics. India is all set to join the Missile Technology Control Regime or MTCR today as a full member. It is said to be India's first entry into any multilateral export control regime. Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar will sign the instrument of accession into MTCR in the presence of envoys from France, Netherlands and Luxembourg.
As you know, we applied for MTCR membership more than a decade ago. Last year we put in our application, and tomorrow, that is Monday, we are finally going to complete all procedural formalities which are needed for India to become a full-fledged member of the Missile Technology Control Regime. So it's an important day for us.
India has been keen to become a member of the 4 export control regimes, MTCR, NSG, Australia Group and Wassenaar Arrangement. But with the nuclear deal stuck over liability issues, India's bid to become a member of MTCR only gained momentum from April last year after the liability issue was resolved and the US lent its full support.
MTCR हो, न्यूक्लियर सप्लायर ग्रुप हो, इन सब में हमारे मित्र ओबामा ने मुझे जो मदद की है, हमेशा हमारा समर्थन किया है, इसके लिए भी मैं हमेशा उनका आभारी रहूंगा.
The MTCR, established in 1987, is an informal and voluntary partnership to prevent proliferation of missiles and unmanned aerial vehicle technology capable of carrying a 500-kilogram payload over 300 kilometers or more. This will enable India to buy high-end missile technology and also enhance its joint ventures with Russia. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Meanwhile, in related news, close on the heels of a setback on the issue of membership into the 48-nation Nuclear Suppliers Group or the NSG, MEA says that joining the NSG may take slightly longer. Now, NSG is likely to meet again before the end of this year to discuss the membership of non-NPT members like India, with the NSG and China setting the NPT as a crucial criterion for gaining the entry. MEA spokesperson Vikas Swarup asserted that India has already implemented all the provisions meeting the criteria and that it has all the credentials to be a part of the NSG. However, much to India's discomfort, China's objections also got support from a few other members like South Africa, Norway, Brazil, Austria, New Zealand, Ireland and Turkey.
I wouldn't use the word failure. Certainly, yes, we did not get the expected result. But as I also said, these are continuing processes. And we will continue to work very actively on this. The most important thing is, and this is something I can say with pride, today Indian diplomacy does not have the fear of failure. There was only one country which persistently raised procedural hurdles, as a result of which no decision could be arrived at in Seoul. And we stick to that stand. As far as the other countries are concerned, yes, some countries did raise procedure-related issues. But not a single country, apart from that one country, opposed India's membership of the NSG. The NSG said that implementation of the NPT is important And as far as India is concerned, we have already implemented all the NPT provisions. In fact, we are NPT plus. So to the extent that the goalpost remains implementation of the NPT, we believe we meet the criteria. We have all the credentials to be members of the nuclear suppliers group.
Well, moving on in the bulletin now, Home Minister Rajnath Singh and Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar came out strongly against Pakistan after Saturday's attack in Jammu and Kashmir Pampore, for which a Pakistan-based terror group Lashkar-e-Toiba has taken responsibility. Now, Rajnath Singh said that the neighbouring country is trying to destabilise India, adding that he had given standing orders not to count bullets once a shot is fired from the other side. Now, 8 paramilitary personnel were killed and 25 were injured in the attack.
बराबर भारत को इन आतंकवादियों के द्वारा अथवा हमारे पड़ोसी देश के द्वारा जो है डिस्टेबलाइज करने की, अस्थिर करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। मैं आह्वान करना चाहता हूं कि ऐसी ताकतों का मुकाबला करने के लिए हिंदुस्तान के नौजवानों को खड़ा होना होगा।
Home Minister Rajnath Singh hitting out at Pakistan for trying to destabilize India. His statement coming a day after militants ambushed a CRPF envoy in Kashmir, killing 8 personnel. Rajnath Singh also said that security forces have standing orders not to fire the first bullet, but not count bullets while retaliating. Now, a central team has been constituted to find out any lapses, and a 3-member team of Home Ministry officials will visit Kashmir on Tuesday. It will also look into the possible increase of cross-border infiltration and practices being followed during the movement of paramilitary forces convoy in Jammu and Kashmir.
मैंने होम सेक्रेटरी को कहा है कि एक कमेटी भेजी जाए ताकि हम ये देखें कि कहाँ पर कोई कमी रह गई है। यदि कहीं पर यदि कोई कमी हो तो भविष्य में उसको दुरुस्त किया जा सके, ताकि हमारे सुरक्षा के जवानों को इस तरीके से शहीद न होना पड़े।
Meanwhile, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar has said that India needs peace, but from the position of strength and not from the position of weakness. He said that the attack was a fallout of frustration, as he cited the records of last 1 month, during which 25 to 30 terrorists have been gunned down after their infiltration from Pakistani side.
टेररिस्ट अगर आप पे हमला करने की कोशिश करे तो आपको रुकने की जरूरत नहीं, यू हैव फुल फ्रीडम टू एलिमिनेट देम, और उसका परिणाम देख रहे हैं। एक्चुअली ये भी हमला डेस्परेशन से है, टू शो दैट दे आर स्टिल हैव पावर, लेकिन लास्ट 15-20 days we must have eliminated more than 20-25 terrorists without almost losing a single soldier. This nation has to seek peace, and we seek peace, but from the position of strength and not from position of weakness.
Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti has also condemned the incident, paying tributes to the deceased CRPF personnel. She rued that the strike had been carried out during the holy month of Ramzan, a sentiment echoed by opposition parties as well.
इस वक्त एक तरक्की का माहौल है। बड़े बड़ी कंट्रीज जो हमारे मुल्क के मुख्तलिफ हिस्सों में बहुत बड़े वो इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं, अस्पताल बनाते हैं, कॉलेजेस, तरक्की में वो इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, मगर जब कश्मीर की ये सिचुएशन, इस किस्म के हादसात होते हैं तो फिर अपना हाथ पीछे खींच लेते हैं। और यही वजह है कि जो जम्मू कश्मीर जहां आज होना चाहिए था, जिस तरक्की पे होना चाहिए था, ऐसे हादसों से जहां पर आप बिना सोचे समझे इस किस्म का खून खराबा करते हो। जो एक जवान निकला है, अपनी ड्यूटी पे निकला है, वो अपना फर्ज अदा करने के लिए निकला है, तो उस तरह से उसको इस कदर हमला करके उसकी जान लेते हो, उसके घर को उजाड़ते हो, मुझे लगता है ये बहुत ही मजम्मत के काबिल है, और इससे सबसे ज्यादा नुकसान हमारे जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों का होता है।
I strongly condemn the terrorist attack. Like it is just like a Fidayeen type of attack by the terrorist in this holy month of Ramzan.
Within India, Abdul Basit didn't condemn this attack.
Well, why should Pakistan condemn it? Because it is their people who are being aided and abetted by Pakistan and Pakistani army and ISI. So they will never, condemn such acts of terrorists because they are sponsored by the Pakistani army and Pakistani forces.
8 paramilitary personnel were killed and 25 were injured in the Saturday's attack, said to be the worst in last 3 years. Pakistan-based terror group Lashkar-e-Toiba has taken responsibility for it. While Lashkar founder Hafiz Saeed has a free run in Pakistan, the country's envoy Abdul Basit dismissed the Pampore attack.
Far too many deaths, and 5 more CRPF. I mean, it's not a small matter. There has been a little unrest in Jammu and Kashmir with the PDP, BJP government, first no government, then government. So the separatists seem to us supporting something across the border. And of course, the snow has melted. There are inside Jammu and Kashmir, and even the army has been making statements, the army chief also. There are militants inside. Nobody's claimed responsibility.
After the attack, CRPF moved about half a dozen heavy armoured mine-protected vehicles, which were earlier used for anti-Naxal operations, to Kashmir Valley to effectively secure its troops deployed there. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to other news now, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi shared his thoughts on a number of issues in the 21st edition of Mann Ki Baat program on Sunday, in a move to ensure transparency in transactions and curbing black money in the system. The Prime Minister appealed to people to declare their undisclosed incomes before 30th of September. He also termed the 1975 emergency period as a black day for the country.
मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों,
Sharing his thoughts with the nation through his Mann Ki Baat radio program, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday asked people to declare their undisclosed income by September 30th. He made it clear that this was their last chance to avoid problems that will follow after the window of opportunity closes.
सरकार को कोई कठोर कदम उठाने से पहले जनता जनार्दन को अवसर देना चाहिए, और इसलिए मेरे प्यारे भाइयों बहनों, अघोषित आय को घोषित करने का एक स्वर्णिम अवसर है। दूसरे प्रकार से 30 सितंबर के बाद होने वाले संकटों से मुक्ति का एक मार्ग है।
Addressing the 21st edition of his program, Prime Minister Modi termed the 1975 emergency period as a black day for the country and said that he was happy that the people in India have always given priority to democracy. The Prime Minister said that there was a time when the freedom of the people were curbed and political activists, including student leaders, were imprisoned without any reason.
कभी-कभी मेरे मन की बात की बड़ी मजाक उड़ाई जाती है, बहुत आलोचना भी की जाती है, लेकिन ये इसलिए संभव है क्योंकि हम लोग लोकतंत्र के प्रति प्रतिबद्ध हैं। लेकिन 26 जून 1975 वो भी एक दिन था। 25 जून की रात और 26 जून की सुबह हिंदुस्तान के लोकतंत्र के लिए एक ऐसी काली रात थी कि भारत में आपातकाल लागू किया गया।
Meanwhile, hitting back at the Prime Minister over his remarks on emergency, the Congress said that there is an undeclared emergency in the country under his rule. Pointing out centre's role in Arunachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, it called them subjugation of democracy.
Unwritten, undeclared emergency has been declared. Disrespect for the Constitution, subjugation of democracy by bringing down elected governments. Right of dissent taken away.
Prime Minister Modi also said that ISRO had made the country proud. Congratulating the scientists, Prime Minister said ISRO has created a special place in the world with less cost and guaranteed success. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The recently announced new foreign direct investment policy for the pharma sector is expected to propel this sector's growth in the country. Now, the government claims that pharma sector will grow by 20% on relaxed FDI norms. However, experts warn that the policy needs to be put to test to gauge the response of the foreign companies.
Government believes that the move to increase foreign direct investment to 74% in existing pharmaceutical companies through the automatic route will be a shot in the arm for the sector. The move is expected to boost mergers and acquisitions and private equity investments in the sector. Earlier, 100% FDI was permitted, but through government approval route.
With the new announcement of the increase in FDI to the 100% through automatic route, I think pharma will grow by 20%.
However, experts say that it remains to be seen if major foreign companies are willing to test waters in India. Loose intellectual property laws and little protection given to patent medicines may deter the new entrants.
We also have to play by the international law if we really want a long-term benefit to come to our country, which is we have to protect, the IPR. Their technology should not be leaked out. We can negotiate very hard with them because many of them would like to come. At the end of the day, we are the second largest country in the world.
The Indian pharmaceutical industry is one of the most attractive investment destinations in the world. From 2000 to 2014, the drugs and pharma sector has attracted one of the highest foreign direct investment inflows of approximately $12,689 million. Indian pharmaceutical industry is expected to touch $20 billion in 2016 and $55 billion by 2020. Pharma exports from India are expected to exceed the $14 billion mark by the end of 2016 and are likely to touch $20 billion by 2020. This is Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Let's bring you the weather update now and providing relief from the sweltering heat in North India. The southwest monsoon is expected to arrive in the next few days in Delhi and the other northern states. Meanwhile, Saurashtra and South Gujarat are likely to get more rainfall in the next 24 hours as southwest monsoon has made a further advance covering in most parts of east and central regions of the state. However, monsoon has weakened in Bihar with the Met Department predicting that there is very little chance of rainfall in the next few days. According to Met Department, rain is expected to reach Punjab, Haryana and Delhi in a few days. Time for a very short break here. We'll be back with more news. Stay with us.
Hello and a warm welcome to It's My Life. Tracking the country's Union Aviation Minister. So you have a sweet tooth also?
Yeah, I'm very fond of ice cream.
Anything you want to ask him?
We have only seen you in TV, but we haven't seen you directly actually. That's your
favorite comic artist?
Oh, I have a lot of Archies. Watch me on It's My Life only on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. Now, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley is in China to attend the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank Summit or the AIIB Summit. While addressing the seminar, he said that India has maintained a high growth rate even in the times of difficult global conditions and is sticking with its agenda of reforms push and infrastructure creation. He also said that Indian banks have come up with amid huge expectations and are preparing basket of projects worth $2 to $3 billion for the AIIB funding. He added that India has undertaken reforms in foreign direct investment and have initiated larger investments in rural infrastructure, national highways, power sector as well as smart cities. He met his Chinese counterpart Lu Hiwei and discussed bilateral economic cooperation, upcoming G20 summit and the BRICS summit in India. The two-day AIIB annual meeting focused on forging infrastructure partnership and projects that will produce significant cross-border benefits, infrastructure and global economic growth, the role of multilateral development banks in green infrastructure investment.
Infrastructure doesn't come for free. So if it's a road, those who use the road have to pay for it. If it's an airport or a seaport, those who use it must pay for it. The social acceptability, where the society accepts the principle that the funding of infrastructure eventually has to come from the users themselves. That's how the projects will become bankable.
缺少资金和有效的供给的渠道和模式，最缺的是怎么落地？有大量的钱可以动员，也有很多基础设施投资基金。
On to some international news now, and Britain's shocking decision to remove itself from the European Union brought more political turmoil on Sunday as Scotland's leader threatened to block the move. Now, popular First Minister Nicola Sturgeon said that she would consider advising the Scottish Parliament to try to use its power to prevent Britain from actually leaving the EU. She said that Scottish lawmakers might be able to derail the move by withholding a legislative consent for a Brexit. Meanwhile, a sense of unease spread as the European leaders stepped up the pressure on Britain to begin its complex extrication from the 28-nation EU immediately rather than wait several months.
The leadership vacuum that's developed at Westminster is disgraceful. You know, the UK needs leadership now, probably more than it has done in any time since the war, and you've got the Tories and Labour completely abdicating responsibility. So somebody's got to get their act together and show some leadership. My job is to show that leadership in Scotland, and I'm determined to do that as we navigate a path through a set of circumstances that are not of our choosing. And I'll do that with one aim in mind and one aim only: to protect Scotland's interests and to give effect to what we voted for.
News from China, and 35 people were killed and 11 injured after a bus crashed and caught fire in the central province of Yunnan. The bus burst into flames after crashing into a barrier along a highway on Sunday morning in Yunnan province, Yizhang County. Now, 2 children were among those killed, while 4 of the 11 people taken to hospital were seriously injured. The driver of the bus, which carried 57 people, has been detained. The officials said that the bus collided with the guardrail several times before it finally stopped, and the ensuing oil leakage caused the fire to burn it. The workers who were passing by broke open the bus windows to let the passengers escape from the burning bus. Some more international news now in the World Wrap. British dollar dropped more than 1% in early Asian trade on Monday because of Britain's exit from the European Union. Global stock markets lost about $2 trillion in value on Friday. Euro also fell 0.5% against the dollar as investors fret that Brexit could stoke the anti-establishment mood in Europe. Pope Francis has said that Christians and the Roman Catholic Church should apologize to homosexuals for the way they had treated and discriminated towards them. He further added that the Church should also apologize to poor women and children who have been exploited. The Conservative People's Party, that is PP, of acting Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy have won most of the seats in Spain's parliamentary election, but is still short of a majority. People's Party secured 197 out of 350 parliamentary seats. Spain's other main party, the Socialist PSOE, is in the second place. Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi has urged all the Iraqis to rejoice after army declared final victory in the city of Fallujah from the Islamic State fighters. He also said that there is no place for Islamic State in Iraq and will soon recapture the city of Mosul in the north, the biggest Iraqi city held by Islamic State. At least 15 people were killed, including Somalia's Environment Minister Buri Mohammed Hamza, and 50 were injured during Al-Shabaab attack in a hotel in the Somalian capital. Tributes have been paid to Hamza and all the other people who died in the attack. Earlier this month, at least 10 people were killed and 50 injured in an attack on another hotel in Somalia's capital that was also claimed by Al-Shabaab. And sports news in the biggest story. Chile upset favourites Argentina with a penalty shootout victory in the Copa America final to retain their title in the world's oldest continental soccer competition. For the second straight year, the Copa America final went to the penalty kicks. And for the second straight year, Argentina and Chile could not score in the regulation, playing 120 minutes at 0-all. After entering 2015 without a trophy, Chile has now won back-to-back Copa America titles, beating its South American neighbours 4-2 in the penalty kicks. Lionel Messi skied his penalty kick and Chile was near perfect, securing cup glory once again as Francisco Silva scored the winner. Two sides were deadlocked 0-all after 90 minutes and also after another half an hour of extra time in a match where both teams were reduced to 10 men in the first half. And France, Germany and Belgium sealed their places in the quarterfinals of the European Championship as 3 of the pre-tournament favourites lived up to their promise. Well, it was a goal fest on the second day of the knockout stage at the Euros. In all, 10 goals were scored and all the favourites were safely through to the next stage. In the first match of the day, an inspired France came back from behind to beat Ireland 2-1 as there was a scare for the host nation after Ireland scored a second-minute penalty. But Antoine Griezmann struck twice after the break to give France a deserved 2-1 victory in Lyon. While France was made to work hard to advance, Germany had no such difficulties in a polished 3-0 victory over Slovakia. Germany scored early and never looked back against a Slovakian side that had surprisingly beaten Joachim Löw's world champions in a friendly last month. Jerome Boateng broke the deadlock just after 8, his first goal in 63 appearances for Germany. Mesut Ozil missed a penalty shortly afterwards, but Mario Gomez grabbed home Germany's second just before the break, and then Julian Draxler then volleyed home the third midway through the second half. Meanwhile, in the last game of the day, Eden Hazard inspired Belgium to what ended up as a crushing 4-0 win over Hungary. Now, Toby Alderweireld gave Belgium the lead in the 10th minute of the game. There were no further goals in the entertaining encounter till the 78th minute, when substitute Michy Batshuayi scored the second one for Belgium. Now, a couple of minutes later, Eden Hazard put the result beyond doubt, and Yannick Carrasco then wrapped up the scoring with a fourth in the stoppage time. Some more sporting action now. Here is the sports beat. World number 1 Novak Djokovic is all set to move one step closer to the calendar Grand Slam as he's aiming to clinch his third successive major title of the year at the Wimbledon. The 29-year-old defending champion will also be chasing his third consecutive and fourth overall Wimbledon title, having earlier won the prestigious tournament in 2011, 2014 and 2015. Wimbledon begins later today. A day after Dutee Chand from Odisha qualified for the Rio Olympics, another Odisha sprinter, Srabani Nanda, has booked her berth for the upcoming Summer Games in the women's 200 meters category. The 26-year-old clocked 23.02 seconds in the women's 200 meters event in Kazakhstan in the 26th international meeting to become the 103rd member to join the Indian contingent. Indian long jumper Ankit Sharma also qualified for the upcoming Rio Olympics after meeting the qualification made in the men's long jump event of the ongoing Polish Athletics Championships in Kazakhstan. Ankit, who is from Madhya Pradesh, recorded a jump of 8.17 meters to surpass the Olympic qualification mark. With this result, national record holder Ankit becomes the 24th long jumper overall to qualify for the Rio Games. After consultation with the Indian head coach Anil Kumble, the BCCI has appointed Sanjay Bangar as the India's batting coach for the tour of West Indies. Abhay Sharma has been appointed as the fielding coach for the tour. While Virat Kohli will lead the team as the skipper, Kumble will step into his role as the coach for the first time since he was appointed. Well, that's all from me and my team in this edition of news. Thanks so much for watching.